Hi, Ruben. All right, I'm going to do your 30-minute spiritual healing now. So, you've got a kind of an interesting thing going on. You've got some visitors at 3 a.m. on the regular, so you haven't been sleeping very well, and you're having some violent dreams as well. So, we'll figure out what that's all about and try and lift that out of there. And then could potentially be related to some really amazing writing you do, a kind of Twilight Zone style. And then also, you've been sort of exploring solving the identity of a murder. And you're wondering if maybe it might have something to do with that too, which is fascinating. I'm just reading this part about the deceased person isn't crossed over yet. I'm going to relax. I'm just going to see what Spirit shares about all of this stuff, okay? I'm focusing on healing you and helping you sleep again at night. So I'm going to enter into your spiritual atmosphere now, Ruben. I'm entering into this specific reflection in your spiritual atmosphere, and it's got a really big, it's sort of like got a candy shell on it, and it's black. It's like a crust. That's all I'm able to see is like a crust right now. You're sitting on a chair on the inside, and it's sort of like the blinds are down on this side, this sort of like candy shell crust over here, and then the light's over here. So we need to make it so there's light all the way around you. And usually I don't see people sitting on like a chair, it's kind of I don't know, there's something dark about the chair you're even sitting on, but it looks cozy, which is nice. You're busy at work. You're very busy at work, and I do see you writing. I see you really immersed in your thoughts, and your thoughts are really dynamic. They're really inspiring. It's like leaps and bounds. It's exciting. I feel like a horse, like free to roam the wilds, and then jump over things if I feel like it. That's kind of what it's like. You're slowing down in your writing. You're thinking a lot about something. There's some weird springs of energy that pop out in this as this happens from different places on your body. I'm relaxing so I can keep up with everything and kind of help slow things down a little bit for me too. There's a focus on healing something, part of your sexual reflection. I'm just allowing this energy to balance out. There's something about this here. I'm just going to be patient with it. I'm going to close my eyes and then I'll tell you what happens, okay? There's something refreshing about the slow motion. There's things going on here, but it's not overwhelming me yet. So we'll get to these dark entities if there are any, or we'll find out what this is. But this is what Spirit wants me to focus on first. So I'm just going to... Okay, so this sort of odd sexual thing, but there's some sort of violence involved too. Maybe this has to do with your writing. Maybe you create scenes that, have different flavors of wisdom, right? So this sexual scene then turns into some sort of murder mystery or something of that kind. I'm not sure if it is related to you or related to the work you're doing, but there's real energy involved in it, and it's actually quite a part of you. That's why it's hard for me to tell. Is it fantasy or is it really you? But they're saying to help balance this. It's almost as if you're getting so good in what you create in your fantasy worlds that it's opening up actual channels, certain channels that you're becoming sensitive to. And you're like, please tell me I don't have to start writing children's books to sleep at night. There's reasons for everything, The world is changing, the world turns, right? But it's turning in a new direction. And part of it turning in a new direction is really influencing people to start pushing themselves into new versions of truth that are really reflections of love and heaven and angels. You can't go wrong with too many angels in your life. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong creating the Twilight Zone mystery about too many angels and making it somehow joyful. You can't go wrong there. And then the dreams start becoming really warm and angely, you know? And there's some really good looking angels too, so you might want to explore that. Let's see. I'm literally pulling out. So there's a really long cord. It's like a spring I'm pulling out from your male region. It's appropriate. That has to go. There's something about that. You're a really beautiful human being. I can feel the genuine energy that you're just really genuine. And you've got a diverse creative style, no doubt about that. As I do that, things really soften a lot. It really soften to a degree where it's like I want to create a lot of softer images around you and really soften up the feel. So there's something really natural, really nurturing, really divine feminine, really angel-y, just a complete opposing reflection from what this has been about, you know? And we'll just see what happens. Okay, as I do that, as I try and put this, put in the softness, a little person comes out as I need to focus on this. So you put love in, and then what comes out is usually what doesn't like love. Thing is deep down in their hearts, they all like love. He's just a little gremlin. He's kind of playful and almost childlike. He's curious about a lot of things. I don't feel a real concern with him, although I'm going to do work on him. But as I focus on him, there's another one here. This one is quite a lot darker, and there's a lot more depth to his vibration. He is showing me himself, and then showing me also he's hung on a hook too. He's manipulative. He likes to work with you. He loves creating fantasy worlds, very complex sort of scenes and ideas. You can choose whether you want to work with him or not. It's important that I share this because people who create sort of evil movies, horror movies that are, about torture and really gross scenes and stuff, they actually channel demonic realms in order to create that wisdom. And so I'm sort of here with him, and I'm telling him I acknowledge what his role is for you. And so we'll just see what Spirit has to share. What do I need to do here? Spirit says, Ruben, do you like him? Do you want to work with this entity? He's creative. He is going to help you create really great scenes, but I'm telling you, he feels really rotten to me. He's quite dark, and he is not warm. There's nothing warm. There's nothing soft about him. He's very easy to let go of if you want to. He's not possessive. You actually choose to work with him. And so, I actually respect him. I respect his role in your life, and I respect what he's teaching you and then teaching all of us too. He's quite demonic though, I'm telling you. But, it's not like he's trying to ruin your life. He's just sharing wisdom. He's helping you in a way. He's helping you create scary Twilight Zone stories or whatever it might be. So, I'm seeing another scene here. I am supposed to do work to remove him so you can know what it feels like to not have that connection. And then you get to choose on your own time. So, I'm filling his heart with love and telling him it is time now for him to leave you. I'm welcoming him to transform in the light today if he would like to experience that. He knows what I do. He knows what my role is too. He's saying, I'm welcoming him into the light, or I'm pushing him further out of your spiritual atmosphere. You say I'll not force you to transform. Because you're respecting your. I mean, there's some respect. There's some vibration of respect going on here. I don't like the I mean, I've got to do something more. I'm creating a lot of light in this very dark space. I mean, it's very dark and it is very deep within you, too. I mean, there's so much going on right now. I don't want to talk just yet. I want to finish the job and then I'll tell you. It's just all collected into one massive orb, and the orb was removed from within you. It was attached to a very long cord within you, attached to your heart even, and attached even to your sexual reflection. And so it's been removed from you. It's being lifted into heaven. This entity also had a version of starvation for love. And so, I mean, it had to be done. So he's transformed in the light now, and it's quite a blessing. I mean, I always find every time they are always thankful that you transform them. So you can give them a choice, and then some of them just flee right away, and some of them don't, and some of them try to talk to you and want to share their wisdom with you. It's like I don't like I don't like how your wisdom feels. I don't want your wisdom. And so then I'm just like, I'm just going to relax and then breathe into this space, which was a very dark space. He lived in a very dark space. There's no light at all in there. And light then that comes from love, so there's no love at all in there. And so what he feeds off of is not love that that nurtures us. It's love that creates the violent side of our experience. So that's his version of love, right? So you can transform them in the light, and their soul journey then goes from an exploration of a different kind of love, a dark love, into what is a heavenly love. So it's just a soul journey now, right? So I'm allowing that to completely release. That was actually, so I was in three different spaces. I transformed the little guy, I transformed the bigger guy, and I transformed the bigger guy's space. So we blended them all into one big, massive, dark orb, which is filled with the light of heaven on the inside and then helping it to come on the outside. So light then shines through an infinite orb of wisdom. And so, but we pull that sort of out because it's just transforming in the light right now, and I don't want any darkness attached to you. So we just kind of clear out all the cables while that's taking place, okay? It's just in the light right now. It's the only way you can describe it. You've been sort of on a dental chair. I mean, that's how I'm seeing you. You're like on a dental chair. And we were exploring what is your relationship with 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. Because there's something about your body actually goes into attention. And so we need to heal that vibration so you can actually sleep past 3 a.m. because your body is now trained to wake up, and we don't want that. We need to teach your body that it's safe to sleep and that you can sleep all night and that this is a part of your past. My spirit guides ask again, are you okay? Do you want to experience writing through, I mean, literally channeling heaven? Do you want to learn how to channel heaven? Do you want to learn how to channel angels, gorgeous spiritual beings? I mean, there's a whole mythological, spiritual, beautifully enlightening realm of wisdom you can tap into, and it can create such a ripple of joy, pure bliss within your heart and your mind and your body. That's a total opposite. So here's the dark side of that creative vein. Here is the heavenly side of that creative vein. And it can be just as worthwhile, if not more worthwhile, because you get the love experience all intertwined in there. And so that's very good. And they keep showing me, it's like, I mean, it's kind of mythological. It's kind of a mythological thing. Even monsters that are friendly, and this one kind of looks like it's got green and then spots, and it's got a mane as well. It has like a rhinoceros head with a horn on it, but it's like a companion to what is a gorgeous sort of naked woman that lives in the forest. And so they're blended in oneness and they're friends and companions. There's something about creating an image of light or heroism, and then there's something about stars coming down from this sort of cliffside, and there's like a darker force over here. And so we're focusing on healing the darkness through acts of true love and true, something about heroism or something, or magic, or something mythological about it. And you can get extremely, I mean, this could really turn everything upside down in a really great way, because you want the adult flavor. You want the adult complex sort of written wisdom, but you can turn it into something that is kind of dark on that version and turn it into something kind of mythological, really bring in something more higher vibration or heavenly. That's what they're saying. But it's your choice. You get to choose what you want. They're not going to force it upon you. But you can channel in something beautiful and warm and welcoming, and even wake up at 3 a.m. and feel your heart warming because you're being sort of touched by an angel at 3 a.m. instead of violence. And then the angel is warming your heart and you feel so blissful, and you were wondering, why was I even doing that in the first place when I could have this at 3 a.m.? It just makes sense now. It seems like everything makes a lot more sense when we go the heavenly route. So I'm going to explore 3 a.m., okay? I do feel just a very uncomfortable feeling about 3 a.m. That's fascinating, because you were chosen by an entity that comes at the specific time, and it sort of sits on your chest, sort of looks like a gargoyle, and then wants to show you things. I mean, it's really like you sort of opened up a psychic channel, believe it or not. You did, and because of all this sort of ascension energy and all this stuff going on right now, a lot of us are awakening, and so we're having more developed psychic senses, and it hasn't quite come clear to you that you have a psychic gift. You're opening up a real psychic channel and experiencing things. You're not the sleeping human being anymore. You're becoming a spiritually enlightened human being. And so you're actually calling upon servants of chaos who find you to be really they want to help you. They want to be a spirit guide to you, but they're from the dark places. And so because you find their worlds, their experience so fascinating, they want to share it with you. It's really it's kind of a loving thing, although it's a very dark thing. And that's why it's contaminating, because your human body doesn't meld well with dark stuff. So especially if you're so in the light, it feels really uncomfortable. It's just like demons really feel uncomfortable about love and stuff like that. They just get really grossed out by it. And then we get really grossed out. Us love people get really grossed out by demonic stuff. So it's just vibrational, completely different vibrations. But this guy just is sitting on your chest, and he sort of looks, he actually looks into your third eye, into your eyes, looks into you very deeply in order to wake you up, and then wants to show you things. The thing is it's scary to you because this is not, you don't realize what you're doing is basically all it is you're getting psychic, and now you're awakening up to energy and stuff like that. And so now you get to decide what you want in your life. So I'm asking you again, what do you want to experience? Because you've got friends coming that want to show you some things. And they're not possessive of you. They're actually just really wanting to show you stuff. And you can easily choose to say, you know what, I'm going to step way back and I'm going to chill out from this for a little bit, because I realize now that maybe I need a different approach. So this one's disorienting. It's disorienting because you're in a sleep state and the body's confused. The body wakes up from a sleep state and it's like, oh, it's disorienting. It's just jarring. It's not like it's a daytime experience and you go through, it's a normal day, and at night you're sleeping, right? And so when you get woken up by something that's like, oh my gosh, what is that? It rattles the cage, it just freaks you out. It's creepy, it's scary, They're talking about creating their own Twilight Zone experience for you. They can give you your own sort of experience if you want it. Sounds kind of creepy, doesn't it? Again, heaven welcomes you to see and explore a different channel of wisdom, heavenly wisdom. And you don't have to have a clue how you're doing it. All you have to do is say, all right, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to write a story about an angel. I don't know what the story's going to be about, but then you just start somewhere. And you can make it an adult as well. I mean, you can make a whole planet full of angels living lives, angel lives. I mean, I don't know what, there's so much you could do with it. You can go anywhere you want with it. And then the more you start writing about themes that are kind of heavenly related and actually letting go of the darker tainting energy, you're actually going to start channeling heaven's loving energy. I don't know. That's what they're saying. It's up to you how you do it. But all I can describe is you're creating your own, you're actually starting to move into your own stories. Your fantasy is now starting to become a manifestation. And so that has a lot to do with the Ascension energy, and it's time to close the book on the old chaos ways. And it's time to open the book of love. When you open the book of love, everybody's going to win, and we're all going to win way faster, and heaven's really calling us to let go of the darker stuff. So I am going to do this for you. I'm going to relieve you of this until you get to choose, though, okay? So I'm entering the scene and helping to release you of this, okay? I'm showing that you are still sleeping. You have no awareness of anybody. It's not possible for him to wake you up at all, period. It's not possible because your vibrations are no longer intertwined, because you're not thinking about, this sort of creepier sides of things. So the clock is, you're still sleeping, and the time is ticking away, and you're still sleeping, and they're not allowed to wake you up any longer because you're not allowed to sense them. We're altering your vibrational senses, so they could come in there all night long and it wouldn't know. And so what we're going to do is actually going to do like a home cleanse in your bedroom. So I'm going to purify your bedroom and purify the vibration in there so that way you can sleep better, all right? I'm working with heaven. I'm just going to go close my eyes, go silent, and I'll tell you what happens, okay? I'm breathing in sort of a whitish blue flame into the room, and the flame just goes it goes for infinity. It's just it never stops blowing, it never stops glowing, it never stops moving, and it eats away at all the vibrations that are not a reflection of heavenly love. It is blowing across your body as you sleep. It blows across your bed. It blows across all of your belongings in your room. And then it actually enters into your reflection so that it can purify your vibration and align you with what is very pure, very high vibrational, very aligned with heavenly light and love, okay? We're creating good dreams for you. Has a lot to do with what is pure veins of love. Genuine love. And it comes through a red vapor, and it comes through the petals of a red rose. It's filling your mind with such beautiful dreams of love that it's filling your heart now with this energy, and it's expanding beyond your body, and now your dreams of love are actually filling your room and even purifying it. Nothing that is not of love is going to be able to tolerate hanging out in there because this is really genuine and good. Your body is creating balance and harmony. Your body is creating rest. Your body does not feel concerned or an adrenaline, a need to wake up now. It feels the need to embrace this beautiful dream. I'm creating all kinds of dreams where you're surrounded by angels, dreams where you're protected by heaven, dreams where the darkness is sucked into an orb and brought into the light. I have dreams now. Here there's gnomes in your room, and gnomes that take care of you while you sleep. They don't steal your socks. They're smiling and they're happy and they're singing songs to you while you sleep to help you sleep even more. They're erasing the symbol of time and the symbol of a clock, a symbol of 3 a.m. There's no such thing as time. You're dreaming and we are releasing this manifestation. There's wind, sacred wind blowing through here, healing all directions, as in creating an orb of wind all around you in your room. It's very peaceful breeze in here. It touches your cheek softly. It makes you feel just right when you fall asleep. Not too hot, not too cold. There is a manifestation of an angel here. The room is glowing a blue color. This angel is blowing more of this blue flame upon your body. This angel is looking over you at night. There are two different versions of the truth. One is quite beautiful and heavenly, right? The other, we see all kinds of kooky, the closet of kooky weirdness. I mean, there's sort of like a Grim Reaper. There's your head turns into like a spring and it just goes boing, 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 and then the face pops off and inside is some sort of dark weirdness, and there's just sort of weird calamities. It's like your room is full of like dark, like a closet of weird dark stuff. And so we're purifying. This is still a part of your reflection that's saying, please see me. I want you to touch me with love. And so I'm allowing this angel to breathe the flame upon every weird reflection that sort of pops out, and then touching it with love and nurturing it softly and gently and helping it into a sleep state and knowing that it's safe and nurtured and all of that. There's sort of rainbow pillars of energy in all corners of the room, and this rainbow kind of sort of moves up and then comes across. It's like, and then so it just, there's rainbows of pillars in there, and they're connected in the ceiling and on the floor, and then they create rainbow as just all around you. Basically your entire room is just a rainbow right now. There's some darkness that is coming out from beneath the floorboards. It's not able to, it's not going to tolerate this version of love is pretty intense. You're releasing a lot to help you rebalance from this experience. There's a lot of old energy coming out of the head. It's just dark energy coming out of the head and the mind and the thoughts. And then dark energy coming out of the mouth too. And it's just evaporating in this blue flame. And the rainbow is really like just pure love and hugs and it's just very natural love energy. It's 6 a.m. and you're still sleeping. You have no idea. We're releasing some more weird stuff, like there's weird spiders crawling on your back. There's a weird sort of black tongue coming out of your back of your neck. We're just pulling that out. Everything's just evaporating in the blue flame. You just pull it out and it just disappears. It's just old energy. It's negative energy that's not a part of you. There's a massive invisible black orb that just finally lifted out of the room. We are continuing to create more energy. I'm calling upon special guides to help you with the new version of writing if you choose. They're going to inspire not that flavor of darkness, but the flavor of love and heaven. If you say ew to that, that's your choice, right? You don't have to have them, but they're very welcoming you to try something new, and you're going to be surprised in a very good way. They're not going to let you down. We're going to help you to see that there's a different approach, and you're going to love it, and you're going to surprisingly love it a lot. I'm supposed to tell you they look like two men and they look like twins. So they're sort of two, but they're sort of one mind as well, and they're sort of melding with your mind. And they know about language, they know about the art of writing, they know about the art of creating a good story, the art of the art of putting very dynamic storyline together. They're geniuses. They're writing geniuses. You could call them Jim and James or something like that. Jim and Jimmo. There's something simple like that. And they're totally awesome. And they show that they can switch sides. So one could be on the left and one on the right. And then, but I also can be on the right and then on the left. Or, they're kind of silly like that. They're playing a silly game right now. Am I Jim or am I Jimmo? I can be on the right or I can be on the left. I can be on the left or I can be on the right. Am I Jim or am I Jimmo? It's like, oh my gosh, you're driving me. They're funny though. It's like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, but super funny, super wise, super smart, super, um, just great. I don't know, witty, brilliant writers. I don't know how writing geniuses. I don't know how you describe them, but they're funny. Some real humor to them, but real balanced and grounded as well. Something odd coming out of the top of your head. We're just pulling it all the way out. I don't know what this is. It's something. I mean, it's got wheels on it. It's like a. I don't know. You could put something on it and then you just tilt it a little bit and then haul it. A dolly, or I don't know what you call those. A dolly, I think. It's kind of what it looks like, but it was closed, and then we just pulled it out of there. It's just something about moving ideas. The old ideas that were being moved are being removed. And so we can enter in new versions of ideas. And it's coming down in the swirl into your head. And it's coming, there's something coming out here, sort of like an odd snake is coming out here as they're filling the back of the head forward with their sort of inspirations. And it's really great. You may feel a little strange. I mean, the way I'm feeling right now is awesome, awesome, awesome. But when I sense how you feel about all of this, it's sort of like, wow, I'm a little overwhelmed. I didn't know, and I'm kind of confused. They're saying that's a part of the healing. That's the healing that is the spiritual healing and the healing that is the spiritual wisdom. So it's normal. You should feel a little weird. And so just to let that, it is what it is. And so just have a normal day, have a couple normal days, let that process through. Then you're going to start noticing massive improvements as every day passes. You're going to start noticing that I actually can sleep again. I feel happier. I just feel noticeably happier, and I'm starting to let go of that feeling like I need to be involved in that other stuff. And I kind of do want to try something different. And this is actually giving me a new sort of horizon in my life and exciting me in ways that I didn't expect. And so that's what they're saying. I better go, Ruben. I just wanting to make sure I really solidify the healing in your room, healing for your body, healing to let go of the time, which isn't real. Healing to let go of those connections and stuff, because those aren't there. All right. And the only way they'll return is if you actually choose to go there again. So choose to go a different pathway and see how it feels. But it's up to you. Just know it's not a part of you right now, okay? So that is your 30-minute spiritual healing. Thank you for this experience. Very interesting. All right, I'm going to wish you a wonderful weekend. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in spiritual healing with me, we can work together one-on-one when you order a service at my website. It's abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.